One of my business mentors, Charlie Munger, died this week. He was like one of the great mentors of my life. So, in honor of him, I wanted to share three quotes that I learned from him that he says that really had an impact on me. I'm going to take them one at a time. The first one is, we have a passion for keeping things simple. I love that quote. What I love in that quote is the use of the word passion. He doesn't just want to keep things simple. He has a passion for keeping things simple. I have found that to be such an important aspect of my own life, my own business life. I don't want to enter into business deals that are overly complicated. I don't want to invest in companies or stocks that are just too hard to understand. I don't even want to be in personal relationships that are just too complicated. I also have a passion for keeping things simple. I've really tried to get very complicated things out of my life. And the more simple things that I have in my life, the happier I have found myself to be. All right, that was the first quote. The second quote is, it takes character to sit with all that cash and do nothing. I didn't get to the top where I am by going after mediocre opportunities. I mean, think about that. It takes character to sit with all that cash and do nothing. I have found that to be true myself. When I was a younger investor, I had money burned a hole in my pocket so fast I had to spend it. I felt that I always had to invest, always needed action. And, it's a terrible way to manage your money, really. So what this does, what that quote taught me is that it's actually a really good thing. It means you're doing something right when you're sitting around with a lot of cash and you're waiting for the right pitch. And one thing that I've learned in my life is the right pitch comes along. At least once or twice a year, you see something that you just can hit right out of the park. So really, what it's done, and you also, what the other thing I've learned is once or twice a decade, you have a tremendous market meltdown. You have a big recession, think 2009, think the COVID crash, and it really, really pays to have a lot of money sitting around so that when everything falls apart, you can swing a very, very big bat. I mean, in 2009, I remember the market was 2008, 2009, the market was at 16, 17,000. And all of a sudden, when by March of 2009, the thing crashed down to 6,500. When you get to be my age and you've been doing it as long as I have, those are golden opportunities, and you kick yourself for not having as much cash as you should. So I always leave as much cash on the side as possible and just sit and wait for those blockbuster opportunities, because I look at it like having the biggest bat I can when the right pitch comes along right across the strike zone. Um, and finally, the third Charlie Munger quote that I want to leave you with is, always take the high road. It's far less crowded. That's an important quote to me too. For me, that means trying to be kind whenever I can. And I used to be one of those really sarcastic guys. When someone said something stupid, I think to myself, well, bless his heart, like Southerners do. But as I've gotten older, I've become, well, basically, I've made every mistake in the book. So I really try not to judge people, because they're either making a mistake I've made in the past, or they're making a mistake I'm gonna make. So, I think this is a benefit of age. But always taking the high road, for me these days, it means when somebody says something about me that's not particularly kind, just forgetting about it. It's not my business what people say about me, really. It means being kind, being polite whenever possible, and of course, importantly, not gossiping about people. I don't want to be in the gossip business. So again, those are the three quotes from Charlie Munger that have really struck me in the past 20, 30 years. I'm going to read them again. 1, we have a passion for keeping things simple. 2, it takes a lot of character to sit with all that cash and do nothing. And 3, always take the high road. It's far less crowded.